if a challenge comes up, when you're a mom, you're going to handle it because you're a mom, you know, and sometimes it's just because you have to, you know, and, but what helped me with the woe is me mindset was, do I have to, or do I get to, you know? And now it's like, I get to teach my daughter how to clean her room. I get to teach my daughter how to cook. I get to teach her how to regulate emotions and how to take some time alone, how to, you know, resolve conflict, stuff like that. And modeling like healthy relationships too. Like, this is what it's like for your mom to look supported in friendship, relationship, either. It doesn't matter.
Here's the deal. We're two moms and we popped babies out in our 40s. And it's hard. It was hard.
It's also the best thing that's ever happened to either one of us.
Yeah, but now we're moms in our 40s.
In our 40s.
With preschoolers. So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's bring the community together of women.
All the moms, 40, 20.
And also, like, let's just talk about, like, real shit. Real life, real women shit.
Yeah, real women shit. Let's do that.
Shit's hard. And also, it's funny. Life is funny.
Let me just pull my bush out of my bush.
Cheers.
Cheers. Unfiltered.
Because if you want a show, we're a shit show. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are. Welcome. It's Maturish Mamas with Megs.
And I'm Cal.
And we got... Nope, no, that's all right. I should have just let you go with it, girl. And we have another special guest with us today. We're so excited to have Miss Rachel, not the Miss Rachel from PBS, but actually...
Just as cool, though. Just as cool, guys.
I mean, I think she's cooler.
Cool. Absolutely.
Miss Rachel from PBS. You are sweet and kind and
You're
wonderful. But this Rachel is cool AF. So
and she's ours.
She's ours. So here we are.
Our
Hi,
Rachel.
Rachel.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, yes. If you guys are watching today, you're welcome for the special setup. We can't figure out audio when we're on the other side of the table. So we're all three on a teeny tiny couch and Meg's on the dick mic right up close because that's the only way we can fit all three of us in frame.
Hope you're watching.
Hope you're watching. You're welcome.
Maturish.
Yeah.
Moms.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit more ish because you're going to share with us this little lady. Okay, first of all, we're cousins, right? And then we're cousins. So you're thinking, do you just talk to your cousins mostly?
But we're not cousins.
We're not, but they're. I think your cousin's second time first removed.
Yeah, frozens. Cousins.
And actually, how about this? None of us are blood related.
None of us.
None.
It's great.
So that's also a thing.
Yep.
Don't do the math.
So, you know, we're those type of cousins.
We've tried.
Yeah. But we're going to just dive into the wild world of single motherhood and what it's like to maybe lose some relationships and some friendships in your tribe, and then how you intentionally refine that, because Rachel's got some really cool stories and just a lifestyle that she's been working through, growing through, pursuing through. Doing through
The things.
You guys got any others? Moving through, whooping through, doing it through, bonus in a one, the roller coaster's sweep, babe. We didn't even have a song for that one, but it still came together.
Perfect.
Yep. Rach, hey girl.
Hey, guys.
Hey girl. Hey. Tell us about your baby, your deal. Give us some life stats.
Yeah, a little
Cool.
background.
Cool. My daughter is 7. I had her when I was about 25 out of wedlock because that's just what us millennials do.
No.
I know.
Shame. Change the show. Wait, you had sex to make that baby? You are my little niece cousin. Gross.
What? Gross. Ew.
Mm-hmm. Pineapple.
I know. And it was
No, I gotta know now.
It's our safe word in our family. Whenever, I don't even remember how it came up.
Why are we saying
it's our
pineapple?
family sex safe word. So if I'm talking about something about Johnny and with like Carrie's, and it's going too far, she's like, pineapple. So I get it really, yeah. Or it's like Johnny found Justina's bra on the table and held it up, and he was like, that's disgusting, pineapple. Like that's our safe word.
That's
our sex
great.
safe word. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, because some people like say, what's the word? One person told me TMI is tell me tell me everything, but that's not right. Tell me it all, whatever. That's not me. I'm a pineapple person too, for some. Like,
Yeah.
but that wasn't
Too
pineapple
much information.
moment for us. That was just funny. We're
Yeah, I was
just
just
funny
gonna
today.
say, sorry.
No.
Okay.
But I did like that. Thanks for explaining now.
You're welcome.
There is a very good takeaway, number 14. You'll see later after all the other ones. Okay, go.
Perfect. But yeah, so Chris is her dad, and it was unexpected. We were just kind of having fun, and next thing you know, baby was like, "Oh, I guess we're having a baby," and we made.
And you were 25.
25. Well, so I was 24 when I got pregnant, and then 25 when I had her. I'm trying to do math in my head, and it's not working.
You did great. That was 24 plus 1, and you did 25.
Yeah, thanks.
Let me get out a calculator.
That's correct.
That was good job.
So, but after 6 months of her being born, Chris and I ended up separating, and there was turmoil and everything. So it was probably for the better. He and I have a great co-parenting relationship now. We built it, but I just got like thrown into being 26 years old, trying to make ends meet, survival mode. I had a slew of support through like my grandparents. My mom helped me. Christopher helped a bit here and there when he could, but it was just like, how do we get back on our feet? And I was like heartbroken, trying to figure out what being a mom even looked like. And then also like trying to pay bills out of nowhere. So, and I ended up isolating. And my support group was really just my grandparents and my mom and maybe some friends here and there, but they were not consistent friends necessarily. And I mean, you remember I was not even in a headspace to try to interact with anybody. So it was kind of healing, but what ended up happening was before I got pregnant, I came back from college. I went out of state for college, and I was trying to find my feet again, I guess is the best way to put it. So I'm going through different friend groups, this, that, and the other. And then I get pregnant and we move way far north, and it aided in that isolation. So like, I love soccer, lost soccer, stopped playing soccer. I really wasn't going camping anymore when I really enjoy going camping. Not really shooting my bow, even though I really like shooting my bow, not really talking to very many people, to the point where it just was like, I'm talking to the same 3 people every single day, if I talk to anybody at all. And then, mixing that with 1 week on, 1 week off, co-parenting, time. Fridays, it's like Friday is like, I look forward to Friday no matter what Friday, because either I just got done having all like Bailey all the time, or I just got done missing the shit out of her. And, so it was really trying to balance all of that, but also, this is almost like I had to lose myself to kind of start rediscovering myself.
Yeah.
So just like motherhood for everybody, but
Right.
intensified by now on your own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and so finally, what was it, about a year and a half ago, maybe year ago, that I really started, I just reached a point where I was like, you know what? I am so done being isolated up here, even if it means that I have to drive further. And I will say there was some financial freedom that I gained that is associated with that ability to do that. But it was, I made the realization, like, I need to make a choice to no longer be, doing all of this. And thank God for Callie, because she really pulled me out of that a little bit too. She was kind of like an outside resource for me to be like, why don't you come hang out with us? Like, come bring Bailey. It's totally good.
Rachel.
That's exactly it.
Come on over. Come on.
So, and
So is this, so so this is Bailey's 5 before this starts, this is 5
Yeah.
years after. So you've really isolated yourself. I mean, and maybe not that's part of it, but you've just really focused your intention of living on working, being a mom, and then taking moments by yourself at home for 5 years to kind of balance all that out.
Yeah, and there was also like I've never been a super social person anyways. So and I'm capable of it. It doesn't come naturally to me. So I would date here and there, so have like a month-long little fling or whatever it would be, and then they would scamper off and it would be fine. But I didn't really have necessarily like a ton of like friends that were like there through it, you know, coming to see me, this, that, and the other. You know, I made a few friends in the townhouses that I live in, which they're great because they're proximity wise. But also, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like one or two people, they have their own lives that they're living too. So when you're day to day alone, you end up finding yourself alone more often than not. So that,
Totally.
yeah,
especially at that age. I don't think a lot of people nowadays have young kids when they're 25, you know, so I'm sure that's also just a factor. And
absolutely.
And I don't think a lot of people have taken more than, and okay, that's not, I don't know how many people, but like a lot of people are consistently like with someone. So for you to have independence in addition to a little bit of isolation, but like for 5 years to really, like you said, like find yourself and get to know who you were, even though that was probably a really hard time. That's probably why you also know so much about your inwardness.
Right. And when I say like I lost myself to find myself again, I had lost myself in this attempt to try to find all these different social circles before I had Bailey. And then I was really focused. I mean, survival mode, obviously, pay your bills, try to get everything taken care of. COVID didn't help. What? But then it was like, okay, well, who am I? So that when I finally do get to the point where I am now, I'm presenting myself as I am. And I'm still learning a lot about me and everything. So that's the next stage, right? So now as I'm emerging from this isolation, it's, oh, I actually really do enjoy socializing, even though, you know, I get drained fairly quickly. Like I like socializing. I am, unfortunately, sometimes very opinionated, and I don't always read the room very well. So it's like
not unfortunate.
It just keeps things interesting.
I know.
Yeah, and I'm just like stepping into this next stage, but with intention of like, yes, I'm a mom. Yes, I'm a single mom. Yes, I have responsibilities. And, you know, when I come to do something like this, I have to kind of do like a pregame of it. Like what's in the like, did I get laundry started? Are the dishes going? And did I get the part-time job worked on and or in process so that I can have my free time to come do this? So that's a little bit of a difference, you know, but I'm doing all of these steps to make sure that I can come do this. And it's been beneficial for Bailey too, because now instead of her being like, we're just going to hang out at home again, like I'm going to go ride my bike around the same building that I ride my bike around all the time. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the park. And it's the same park that we go to all the freaking time. Whereas when I'm able to kind of expand and do all this, she comes to soccer games, she comes to kickball games, you know, she like these people that I'm starting to, you know, surround myself with, I mean, one of my kickball and soccer chicks, Bex, Bailey came last week to my kickball game, and Bex is like, hey, sweetheart. And Bailey's just like, what? Like, I don't quite remember you.
She knows me.
Yeah. So,
oh my gosh, I'm so popular.
I know.
Well, wait, so tell us about that. So you went from this single motherhood, survival mode, isolation, independence. How did you really what would you say? It's like over the last year, 9 months, you've made this transition. You reminded me when you were talking before, like a butterfly, right? Like,
that's exactly what I thought. Yeah. Like she's coming out of her cocoon.
Yep.
Like she took all this time to marinate and grow her wings and
turn into mush. And
what is that called when they're in there? Sarcophagus? No, that's not it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
we're gonna go with it.
Starts with something.
Yeah, it does start with something, and it ends with something else or the same thing. We're not sure. But how did that like really transpire for you?
Yeah.
Like maybe a little step by step, because a lot of people out there like, I'm isolated right now and I'm a mom and I have no freaking clue where to start. And
like, was there a moment that you were like, I'm not doing this anymore? Or did it like
gradually
ease into that.
encompass your butterfly wings to fly?
I think it was a bit gradual. It was almost like a gradual slope until it just went like this.
Yeah.
Because I was hanging out with Callie a lot. Her sons and Bailey.
Richie.
Come on over. It's so fun over here. Exactly. And I was here a lot. And, you know, I got to give credit where credit's due. I reconnected with some people from high school and who are still playing soccer and really hit it off. And next thing you know, I'm starting to attend soccer games and I'm pacing on the sideline, pissed off because I want to play and this, that, and the other. And then, it's this one person like who I initially made contact with. And then next thing you know, my old soccer captain's like, hey, do you want to play? I'm like, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
I brought my kit in the car. Let me go get it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I already got my shin guards on.
Like, and it was like, and none of my stuff fit, but I still had to make it work. So I'm like, okay, I think I went through 3 different shorts to find the right soccer shorts again. Yeah. So it really, like, it was initially really gradual, starting with Callie. Megan jumped in as well, and then just dived right in. She was like, who's this person? And I was like, just here. And then it just skyrocketed. So now it's, these people that I met through soccer, through my initial high school people, to, just unintended friends necessarily, not like in a bad way, but it was just like, I didn't even anticipate this. I don't know you from anything. And she reaches out and she's like, do you want to play kickball too? I was like, absolutely. So it's gone from, I used to spend all day, every single day on the weekends at my house, to now I'm never at my house, and all my neighbors are like, where are you? And I'm
Do
like,
you still live here?
yeah, like, I'm like, well, I pay the bills. So
could you pop over and do a couple loads of laundry?
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Throw some dishes in there for me and pop that pizza in the oven if you don't mind.
If you don't mind, thanks.
So, Rach, did you on this gradual growth to socialization again? Did you take that first step and actually start reaching out? And was it through like a dating app, or were you doing Facebook, or like how did you actually like step into that part? Because I feel like that's probably the scariest point for most people.
Yes. So it actually ended up being the dating app. So
yeah, great.
The guy that I was talking with, he was, a couple years older than me in high school, always the soccer star, and which was nice.
So you knew
him?
Like,
no, yeah. And he was like, no,
okay.
come to my games. Let's, do you still play? Like, but I think it really took he and I hitting it off, and for me to feel comfortable enough to start branching out. So it was kind of one of those things where that was a little bit of a fishing, too.
Yeah.
But I also, it became an option. It wasn't one of those things where it was like, please, like he wasn't begging me, but I had the confidence enough for him to provide the option to me to come, and me to be like, okay, yeah, like I'll show up for sure. And then that's kind of just all she wrote, really, in regards to, like, now it's skyrocketing and starting an outdoor league, indoor league, kickball.
Love.
Who knows what's going to happen next?
Well, and if you wouldn't have, let's just say somebody's on a dating app and they have like certain expectations. So knowing what you know now about how your socialization and your community and your tribe has been growing so much lately, would you be willing, let's just say it wasn't a close friend or it wasn't somebody who you knew in high school, but it's like, okay, I'm going to go on this date. And then if I meet somebody that's like really cool and they have a friend, I'm going to be like, hey, you want to like get my phone number? I mean, I'm
yeah.
Like,
do you want to be my friend too?
Yeah.
Like,
and maybe not like trying to pick up other dudes while you're on the date, but like being open to putting yourself out to meeting other people, adding people to your squad when you're in a social arena. Does that feel like something you would do more now?
I have. Actually, my old captain and I, we were playing indoor or whatever, and this guy just randomly goes, hey, do you guys want to come sub with us? And she and I looked at each other. We were like, yeah, sure, why not? And so we subbed. We played a quick indoor game with them, and then he comes back to us and goes, hey, we're going to start an outdoor league. Do you want to come do that? And I was at the point where I was like, sure. I didn't know any of them. It was so new to me to be able to do it. And it didn't work out, and that's okay. I think you know, for a while there, one of the things that always stopped me was the fear of it not working out, the fear of putting myself out there and then not having it work out. So it made it easier to just be like, all right, well, I'm just going to kind of be here. Still working on being like the instigator of that necessarily, but I've opened myself up to whenever people are like, do you want to come do this? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, why not? I don't want to be home. It doesn't mean that I hate being home anymore, but it's just like you spend so long in that isolation mode that you're just like, same couch, still here. like I don't know what to do with my hands when you get home. So
I went through this say yes mentality for a while. I think that there's important stages of our life. There's a say yes and there's a say no. And then when you get really good at it, you know how to combine the two. And during my say yes phase, that was just, I mean, somebody asked me to do something. I'm like, yep. And then I remember like specifically one moment where they were asking me, it was a big ask. It was like to join this committee, fly to California regularly. I didn't even hear the question. I'm like, yep. They're like, you don't know what I'm going to ask you. I'm like, I'm in a say yes moment.
Do you?
Yep. That's it.
And then pretty soon I was in California.
Like,
all
watch
the time.
my kids for free every summer from 9 to 9.
Oh, shoot.
Whoops.
That's when you learn the say no method.
Right.
Yeah, that comes in real quick.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
But to watch, I mean, as you guys hear Rachel's talk right now, what's so interesting is your presentation, your being, your show up, your attitude. You're so confident in this moment. And people are probably watching and be like, well, yeah, it's easy for her. Don't you think that's what people are?
Absolutely.
Because the way, like right now, who you are and who you are evolving to be. But you guys, if you would have seen a year and a half ago, just even at a social setting where this little honeybee next to us, like she would be great. But I think there was a lot of anxiety that came with socialization for you.
Absolutely. You know, and again, Megan and Callie helped so much. There was about a 2-month period of time where I would just say sorry for no reason. It was purely anxiety based. And they were just like, we are going to get you to no longer say sorry. So anytime that I would say it, I just got punched. And it didn't matter if it was Callie
We punched her.
or Megan. It was
Uppercut.
just like, bam.
That's why we had to have her on the show after all the bruises went away. So we were like, listen, Rachel, you can't be on the show yet.
Put an ice pack on it.
But you know, you're right though. It was like just like simple little like quirks about you stepping into your confident person and letting go of the anxiety. But what was it like to step out in that anxious state, and how do you feel like you've grown through it?
So at first it felt very, what's the word? It felt super intense and almost like, the word is escaping me, but it was just like, no was a bad word. You know, like anything regarding standing up for me, yes, no, the other, it was a bad word. It was, you know, holding my ground, setting those boundaries. That's another thing that ended up really aiding in that, is being able to set boundaries and be like, this doesn't work for me. It's not a bad thing to say no, all of that. So being able to, you know, overcome that anxiety of, you know, the people pleasing, because I was always a people pleaser when I was younger, and I still struggle with that a little bit. But making sure that I was just like, you know what, if I'm not going to do what's best for me, Bailey is gonna get the shaft on that. So it was really just, you know, overcoming some of that anxiety. It was freeing, but at first it felt so unnatural to
foreign.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, and in some senses it was on like almost, it felt in a way dangerous, because you're so used to isolating and this is your norm and everything like that. But then you eventually, when you're doing that, you get to a point where you're like, I'm bored. I can do more. And, you know, so it's having to step out of that. So it was nerve-wracking.
we actually, we were just recording an episode. We started off talking about the anxiety of just getting on here, and then the reminder that for us to grow, you're going to feel uncomfortable. If you do not feel uncomfortable, then you are not growing. And that's okay. You don't always have to be growing. But in order to progress through life in a way that you probably want to at the end of the day, it is going to take some uncomfortableness. And I know there's been like stages and phases where I've coached or embraced the idea of like, do something scary every single day. Do something that scares you just a little bit every single day, something that's a little bit out of your normal comfort zone. That could just be like commenting on someone's Facebook post, like a nice thing. You usually don't write on Facebook, but you did it. That was uncomfortable, you know? So it's been really cool to watch you step into your socialization.
To intentionally, to watch you intentionally take control of the way that you wanted your life to move has been amazing, because it's so easy to stay stagnant, to just do what you know, be around the people you already know, stay comfortable in your space, because that's the easiest thing to do. But to watch you intentionally say, I want something different than this, and this is what you just have to get out there and be scared and put yourself into those positions to start making changes. And that's how change happens, is you just have to be scared, kind of.
Yeah. And I've embraced it now to the point where I'm like, other people, like friends of mine and stuff like that, I'm like, when I see them getting stagnant, I'm like, come on, man. Like you can do this. Aren't you tired of the same old? And, and I think I get so passionate about it, especially with my friends that I see just doing the same thing, same decisions, over and over and over again. I'm like, at what point are you ready for the next steps? And I started, making money moves that I never would have ever, like 5 years ago, I would have been like, I will never do that. And I'm doing that now. Well,
because you're confident. So when you're showing up to life with confidence, you get to show up to all arenas, whether that's your relationship, your finances, your work. So you're taking chances, because now you realize that you've taken chances. Some of them are working out. Some of them, like you said, the one outdoor league, like maybe not the best, but you realize that the end game of all of those is that there is a positive movement in your life.
Right.
And that there is some risk for every reward. Yeah. And if you want rewards, you have to put your risks out there too.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think the other driving point with all of this was I also made the realization as Bailey gets older, I'm like, I'm still a person. Like, and I need to do certain things for me.
Wait, say that again for the people in the back.
I am still a person. Yes, I'm a mom. And yes, that has a huge defining, outcome on the things that I do.
Yeah, that's just one facet of your diamond.
Exactly. So, and I dove into being a mom, and when I was isolating, and I was a mom, I was an employee, and I was cleaning the house. Was my house cleaner when I was isolated? Probably a little bit more than it is now, but am I a little bit happier now? Absolutely.
Yeah. Is that the most important part of your life? No. Having a clean house? I mean, it is for some people, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But for you? No, I want to go out and play soccer.
Yeah,
I want to dodge some balls.
Right? And there's sometimes
kick them.
Absolutely. And
ooh, that's gonna be your next one, is the dodgeball league. You'd be so good at that.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Are you going for it?
Duck. I said dick. Dick. Dodge. Dick. Dodge.
Do it. Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's
dodge
what
those
happened.
dicks. Yep. I mean, whatever you want to do.
I mean, or don't.
Yeah, or don't. Whatever you want to do, Rach.
Yeah, take them right to the dome.
Pineapple.
Dick to the dome.
Pineapple.
Just take it.
Okay, yeah.
But
I hear you loud and clear, pineapple.
But the cool part about it is, as I've embraced this and as I've been working on my confidence, my daughter's confidence has been increasing as well. She used to also be a little bit of a people pleaser, all of that, and she still kind of does that. But then, she stands her ground now, and she's like, no. Like, and then instead of, fight it, she'll walk away. And so... and I think that there are some good things that came out of the isolation too. She and I are hugely bonded. It's like I leave her with Callie for the soccer game, and then I come back and it's, mom, cross the property, but then also it's like, bye. Like, see ya. So she has the confidence to know that I'm there, but also the confidence enough to be like, see you later. Which has been really cool to watch, and knowing that that's a direct reflection of this next stage in my life is cool, because, I don't know how you guys were raised, but I mean, when I was raised by my grandparents, which is a little bit older of a generation, and I love them and I will help them no matter what. But I think that there was a little bit of a less autonomy, if that makes sense. Like it was like help.
Well, yeah, because your grandparents are our parents' age. So.
Yes.
So yeah, we get it.
Yeah. And so, and I think being able to, you know, not like take what I learned from them and apply that, but also understand that like she will learn autonomy through me embracing and learning my own autonomy. And that wasn't, unfortunately, something that I was necessarily taught. And it's not a bad thing. That's just one of those things that they were worried and focused on other things when they were raising me. So, you know, now it's my turn to be like, okay, cool. I liked this. I liked this. I liked this. How do I teach this? Because I didn't have that. And it took me a little while to find it, still finding it. And how do I pass this on to Bailey and make sure that she's confident? She's not a people pleaser. She's not saying sorry every other word. Because that was annoying. God bless these two for dealing with that.
Don't worry, guys. But like I think about
We only hit adults.
yeah. Only Rachel actually, really.
Yeah, only Rachel.
That's only the one. It was just little. Don't worry. Don't come after a CPS. I know she's tiny.
I know I'm the size
Yeah.
of a child, but still.
But still. But no, I never actually really put those things together. Obviously, I've been an observer of that, Ray, to watch you move into your more confident, secure, independent, not independent, but it's like a greater level of independence when you can do it in a group. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
isolation versus independence seems different.
Yeah.
But to watch Bailey, and you're right, and how she shows up in play with the boys, it is so cool because Rachel is modeling the behavior that she would like for her daughter to step into. And something that you said there that I think might have just gone over some people's heads is that when you were modeling the behavior of people pleasing, she was doing the same thing. That's not a long-term quality that's going to benefit your overall well-being. You can help people, but people pleasing can be very, very challenging.
Yeah, it's giving up your entire self.
Right.
And just for you to know that you got to step into this new role. And even though like there was not the greatest intentionality at first, but you knew you had to do something different. You knew it was a little hard. You kept taking little baby steps, and every baby step it got easier. And your daughter was watching like, look at my mom, look at her strength, look at all the fun we're having, look at the socialization, look at the community we're building, look at all of her friends. I can have all of those friends too. That's just really cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. It's been awesome. And and it's the other portion that I didn't see coming is as you kind of step into yourself and as you step into your next step, some relationships can join you and some relationships have to get distanced for a little bit just simply because they know you as this for so long. And yes, they do, this person might know you intimately, but also, when you're stepping into something different, you're still that person for the most part, but then you're evolving and growing into something else, and that's empowering just as much as it's really scary, so that was something that I didn't necessarily anticipate happening. Not awful, just kind of like it's almost like putting a pause button on some relationships. And there's been other relationships that I've just had to let go of because it wasn't where I wanted to be. I read a quote somewhere saying, don't ever take advice from somebody who you wouldn't want to be in the same shoes as. And I was like, that jives so much with my mindset, especially with where I'm trying to go. Because if they're not providing peace or growth to my life, especially right now, I'm not going to never see you or talk to you, but I'm not going to, go out of my way to, I'll take what you say and I'll be like, thank you so much for your input. I appreciate it.
I'm not going to barbecue with you every Saturday.
You're not on my regular roster.
Sorry.
Get out of here.
And like Megan and Callie, that's the other cool thing is having these two as mentors has been really, really awesome because I'm over here like, life's hard, even not being a parent. Like,
Stop.
You stop it, Rachel.
Girl.
Blushing.
Everybody's like, wait, they're the mentors. There's something wrong here. Like she's speaking all these wise words.
Like,
and
blink twice if you need help, Rachel.
Okay, keep lighting us up.
But yeah, just flip your hair just a little.
Toss. Wow.
But
you know what? To get to be, just like to look at our dynamic. So I am how many years older than you am I?
12.
12 years older. And
Nobody would have ever guessed that. Kelly,
No,
you look amazing.
You look younger than I do. What are we talking about?
That's not true.
That's not true, yeah.
You guys look like you could be the same age.
we're all just twinning over here. But like getting to watch you mature through your 20s and into your 30s and where you're at now. And then just as, you know, we've been through experiences, life experiences, and Megs and I will always share from a space of, do you want to hear what our opinion is on this? And also take it or leave it. Like, just like she does the pick, whatever piece of it, I think getting to share from an outsider with just another decade of life under our belts, some things that we've screwed up and some things that we've done well, is really neat to be able to have someone who's just open to listening. Whatever you do with the information is great, but just to be able to share. And again, hopefully you're not asking us advice from things that you don't want to trade shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right, Cal.
That's right.
That's right, Cal.
That's right.
That's what it's called. Trade shoes with your advice.
Don't want to trade shoes with advice that you can't trade them on.
Do you want to wear my tiny shoes?
Do you want to?
My baby shoes.
Ain't nobody wearing your baby shoes.
She wears Barbie shoes. Her feet are like permanently like this.
Oh,
this is a side note, but I am surrounded by people in my world who are 5'2" or less. You're 5'2", right? Yeah. My daughter's 5'2". Like, I mean, I have an assortment of friends who are 5'2", so I never feel like I'm taller than them until I see myself in a picture, and I'm just like, oh yeah. Or like we sat down, and I was like, hey Ray, let's get you a pillow to sit on, because she was like right here.
I should have just brought Bailey's booster seat in from the car.
Yep. We should.
Next episode, we're gonna do the booster episode.
Perfect.
Oh, and
absolutely.
And then we'll just talk each other up the whole time.
The whole time, you guys will love it.
Yeah, it's like when we get a couple drinks in us. That's all we do.
Yes.
I know. I love you so much.
Oh, you're the best. You're beautiful.
You're doing such a great job at everything.
Everything we do that, you guys. It's like you put a drink in us. You know, like your most genuine self, they say, generally comes out when you're drinking. We're just so unbelievably supportive and loving.
We're also Laker girls, just so you know.
It is what it is.
Fly girls from the
we
1990s.
We
if
do
you
a lot.
guys want to.
Oh, I was like Laker girls. I'm like, we go to the lake. Gotcha. We're dancers.
Yeah, dancers.
We dance.
That's what came
That
to mind
is the
first,
true
which
thing.
I don't know. I don't even watch basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
I kind of know the rules of that. But
Yeah.
not even
all
little.
of it. But to find a mentor, I think for all of us thinking about moving in, stepping in, going through some growth, you know, being open to seek mentorship, to find people who we do want to be guided by, and then to like actually ask for support, or just say, hey, I'm open to your opinion or your advice on this. What do you think about X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, and that's, I mean, how many times, every weekend, it's like I have something that I'm like, well, what do you think? You know, and there are other times that it's given. And it's not even, I wasn't even asking, but it becomes given. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't even think of that.
Sorry, honey.
You know, like, hey, we're going to give this to you, whether you like it or not.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But it ends up being super, super helpful. And, you know, there are some people who don't jive with an age gap, but I mean, I grew up with it a little bit, so I'm kind of more used to it. I wouldn't have it any other way, because they're, you know, and it doesn't mean that, you know, the people that are my age are any less insightful. I just, you know, in relation to my journey and my, like, where my life is at, I probably have more in common with you two than I do with a lot of the girls that are on my soccer team, because, well, I've got one, the most unexpected friend, and she's awesome. And she's a mom. She's actually a stepmom. So she took in a bunch of the kiddos for her husband, which I have huge admiration for. So when I talk about motherhood, I'm able to kind of jive with her a little bit more than the other girls on the team. Doesn't mean I don't like them. Doesn't mean that they've given me insightful opinions and, you know, feedback too. But it's like, when it comes to, here's your life path, this is where you're at in life, you know, being able to ask you guys questions, and even if they're the most ridiculous questions, you are just like,
with ridiculous answers.
And they're like, how do we meet her? Right? That was ridiculous. Let's go.
No, yeah, we're gonna outdo you.
Yeah. Well, and I think about, Rachel, I'm like just imagining in 5 years, some of these friendships that you're building right now, how you'll be able to provide that type of support for them in motherhood, in potential isolation that most of us go through after a pregnancy and delivery, in creating friendships and building your tribe. Like you'll have that experience in your pocket and being able to like teach to them about having to get maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone in order to build that next group. So that's totally incredible.
I'm really excited to be able to start getting to a place where I can start sharing it, and I'm not quite there just yet, but there are some women that I know that have younger kids than I do. Like my neighbor, Diana, she's got a younger kiddo, and there's sometimes that she'll ask opinions or I'll share an opinion and be like, well, when Bailey was this old, blah, 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 blah. And she does the same thing where she takes it and leaves it.
Isn't that such a cool thing about the common thread through motherhood for all moms moms who have adult children, even it's like, we just have this soul connection to other moms who like where you can, it's like a lineage, even if you're not in the same family. It's like, let me pass down the wisdom. Like it could just feel so anciently like cool that we have that just comes down. But it's like, it's a very specific thing in motherhood, which I love, love, love. Like, I just think that's such a cool connection that we as moms all get to have together.
We were just talking about, Rach, how it's going to be really neat to watch this generation that's coming next, or the generations to come next, to be raised by the motherhood wisdom that's progressively we're just getting smarter. How do we do it smarter and smarter, and even, better parenting styles. And we're able to support our kids through their lives and like more growth that serves them instead of serves us. And how, as we all do that, because just like you said, you're important too. You're stepping into your own greatest confidence and lifestyle so that you can teach that to Bailey. Now, imagine what Bailey is going to be able to teach to her next tribe,
Yeah. It's really exciting to see, and having a daughter versus a son, like Bailey even starts doing the whole nurturing, motherhood sort of thing. It's so cute when, like, she's like, let me pick Witten up and just carry him around. Like,
sack of potatoes.
Just a little sack of potatoes. But she wants to make sure that he's okay. She wants to make sure that Quincy's good. She wants to make sure that Caston's good. So knowing that that's like, it's already starting, which is super cool. It's just, I hope she doesn't have to be a single mom. Like, and it doesn't mean that being a single mom's bad. It's challenging. There are challenges with it, but like I said, having a good co-parent has made everything all the better.
Even the evolution of that for your generation, because I feel like our parents were kind of the first generation to start divorcing. And so that was
divorcing an acceptable era, right?
Yeah. Like it was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Divorced, where like their parents stayed together no matter what, which also was totally not cool or healthy, either. But it's like this is the evolution of relationships, of family units, of parenting, of all these things. So our parents were the first that started divorcing. Baby boomers was like, that's it. So then we came into this generation where we're like, trying to maybe intentionally start our relationship maybe differently, or work through things in a different manner, or whatever that is. So what's cool about what we're seeing now is this concept of co-parenting, which is amazing. Like, I love the beauty of the relationships I'm seeing and how you guys are coming together to raise this child who loves both of you. There's no reason to continue on a relationship of whatever it is, love, hate. Like, you don't have to hate each other. You don't have to love each other, but you can parallel parent and come together for the sake of your child, which is Bailey. And I just love that. I think that's like such a cool evolution. So
yeah, I'm so grateful. And Chris and I have our disagreements, and it's like, we're human. But it's just, and when we first started co-parenting, there was obviously that weird dynamic of like the push pull and everything. But then he went ahead and got married, and if I call Bailey, he answers, and I'll talk to Bailey, and then I'll catch up with him and be like, how's work? How's the house? How are you doing? like it's a basic understanding of like, you know, this is the best way that it could have happened. Because the way that I always explained it to Bailey was because she would ask, you know, she watches you and John, she watches you and Johnny, and she's like, well, why did you and Dad have to separate? And I was like, sometimes, honey, you just function better with another person in a different capacity. It was not one of those things where being in a relationship with Chris was the best way for us to have our interactions be. And that's totally fine, you know, but you have to learn to have it be fine. So it's like that hump of let me get my heart broke real quick. Let me fix it. And then make that realization of, oh, we've got a much better scenario. Cause I would say it's better to do that than it is to be in a home where they're never agreeing, always fighting, always at each other's throats. It's far better for the kid.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, to have a healthy relationships and healthy interactions and whatever facet you want to have, like that's going to be you guys. You might need to choose something different for you. And I forget what you were saying earlier, Megs, about like how you have to go through the challenges, like the anxiety or whatever that is to get to the other side. You used a great term. Of course, I don't remember now, but that
I don't remember.
Same thing goes here, right? Where you had to go through all of those different things and the learning curve to get to this co-parenting, because you guys are co-parent goals. And I love how you talk about like parallel parenting, because that's really what it is. It's about the child. Yeah. It's not about you. And I've watched you overcome and move through and grow through so many different struggles as a single mom. And it doesn't mean that it has been easy or that you and Chris have always gotten along, but you have always gotten through it and then made new decisions that have been more supportive. And you're still going to keep growing through it.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It's pretty incredible to watch.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Beautiful.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you would like to share with this beautiful group of women and men? Man, who are you? Who's watching? Which man is watching today?
From Polynesia.
Polynesia.
It's our 0.1% from Polynesia.
Hey, thanks for being here. What would you want to just share? Any other takeaways?
I mean, if you're a single mom, it doesn't define you. You know, I think it gets hard to not allow it to define you every once in a while. I mean, I was taking out my trash the other day and I was like, God, I'm so tired of taking out my own trash.
Can you actually speak to that? Because I was going to ask about that earlier. Like, I think that some people get stuck in the pity of their situation. Yeah. They want to have a pity party instead of move their way out to this social expansion that you've had. And it not only feels more comfortable to be in it, but it's like a woe is me for the world to see. Why aren't you stepping up and helping me?
Right. Yeah. I think, well, I went through a lot that with some of the isolation. Like, it was poor me, like, everything's against me, this, that, and the other, you know, somebody save me. And I think that that's a little bit of a trauma response from my younger childhood. But that's a conversation for a different day. But I think that I finally made a realization that, yes, I am doing all of it alone, but also I'm doing all of this alone. Hell yeah. Like, what are you doing? You know, and it's
Arsenio Hall, let's bring that back.
But also,
yeah,
I think I just did.
Yeah, you did.
But my challenges are no more intense than the challenges that you have, Megs. Like, do I get tired of taking my trash out?
Yes. Yeah, they are though, Rachel. I mean, in some ways, in my opinion, they are, because you are doing it on your own. So there is something to be said about you picking yourself up and saying, I am doing this on my own, because I do have challenges, of course, in my life. They're probably different than yours in some ways. And those things are. But as far as like a day-to-day living, parenting, your challenges, in my opinion, are a little bit more intense because you are singly handling it all, you know? Like, yeah. I don't have to think about taking the trash out. I literally don't even have to think about it.
I don't even know where the trash is.
I don't even know where the dumpster's at.
I don't know what trash. I don't know what trash day is.
Nope, no idea.
Yeah. So do you see what I'm saying? Like, I want to give you credit for that, because I think that is true for all single moms. Like, it is harder. It is. You are doing twice the work even even just in household chores or whatever. I mean, maybe even some married people are still doing that too, you know, like,
Oh my
because you
gosh,
can be,
yeah.
what is it? Like there's a term that's like you're
Married to your roommate,
single,
yeah.
single marriages
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So, but there are things like that I do want to acknowledge that you are killing it.
Well, yeah, and I thank you for saying that. I guess I'm just the type of person where, like, I know that somebody's always got it worse, you know, and I did a pity party for a while. You know, I was very much in this mindset of, like, poor me, like, I just need to marry somebody else so that I can have some dual income, instead of just being like, you know what, I'm going to fight for the income that I need in order to give me the freedom that I want. So, you know, but you kind of get used to it too. Like, and I will say, I'm really grateful. I don't know how the single moms who do the single mom 100% of the time, balls to the wall, they are always going, like, because
They don't parallel parent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all them and nobody else. Kudos, because I, you know,
Single mamas.
but it is intense, you know, and the 50% of the time, you know, I'm grateful for the weeks that I don't have Bailey, but I am, you know, I miss her too. But it also, you know, you're able to adjust. And I think that that's the best part about being a mom, is it really just goes to show that if a challenge comes up, when you're a mom, you're going to handle it because you're a mom, you know, and and sometimes it's just because you have to, you know, and,
Yeah.
but what helped me with the woe is me mindset was, do I have to, or do I get to? You know, and now it's like, I get to teach my daughter how to clean her room. I get to teach my daughter how to cook. I get to teach her how to regulate emotions and how to take some time alone, how to, you know, resolve conflict, stuff like that, you know, and modeling like healthy relationships too. Like, this is what it's like for your mom to look supported in friendship, relationship, either. It doesn't matter, you know. I'm able to be like, this works, this doesn't work, you know, and able to kind of give her that. And it's a blessing, I think, you know.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's
I feel like that is
amazing.
like just put a nail in the not the coffin. That's weird. Nail it.
Put a fork in it.
Put a fork in the nail.
Put it. Fork it.
Nail that fork. Nail it. Fork it. Done.
Perfect.
We're not screwed. We're done. Wait,
We're forked.
We're forked. I know, what the hell just happened. Okay, what you just said was perfect. That's what we're saying.
That was beautiful.
It was.
It was
Perfectly stated.
I mean, I'm learning some shit from
Yep.
you today too.
Right
Rach.
this moment.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for taking the time to just openly share and present to all of our friends here today. We love you so much. We love
you
getting to spend
guys.
time with
Thank
you and
you.
watching all of your growth. And then you make us better mamas too. So we love you.
I love you guys. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
We love your guts.
We love your guts.
Low battery. I'm about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh, shut it down now.
We're not screwed. We're forked.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.
Bam. You just straddle that dick, Mike. Get on in here, girl. Get.